Welcome, everybody. This is Gamesoverplastic, episode number 40. That's kind of a milestone, huh? Number 40. Like we're over the hill now, I believe. Or is that 50? Is it 40 or 50?
Probably 50 usually.
Probably 50. We're almost over the hill, though. We're 40 now, which is great. Something I'm familiar with. I am Midnight, as always, joined by my two amazing co-hosts. First of all, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Mason. How you doing, sir?
Dude, I'm doing all right. It's August 9th and the day of recording. Tomorrow's August 10th.
Tomorrow is August 10th.
That is how dates work.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for that. That's very good info, people. That's how you know. And you know what day it is when the audience is listening, Sean?
August 11th.
August 11th, yeah. So if you're listening to this, it's probably August 11th. It could be the 12th. Who knows? It could be like October 4th. I mean, who knows what some of you freaks are up to. But anyway, last but not least, master of graphics, Hodge. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Finished my first week at my new job this week, and it's going well. So I'm hoping this job doesn't suck and that I can stay here for, an extended period of time. But yeah, it went well. But yeah, I'm excited to be here talking more consoles and their games that define them. It's gonna be fun.
Heck yeah. So the new job's not horrible yet. That's good.
Not yet.
That is good.
Not
well,
yet.
I hope this lasts for you. Hope it
Yeah.
lasts for you.
Yeah, me too. I hate job hunting, so I would like to stick with this one.
All right. So we will, on this episode, this is episode 40, we will be doing part 2 of our iconic games from each console. In the previous episode, we did, 1985 to 2004 or something like that.
Yeah.
And now we're going to pick it up. We're going to do 2005 to the present. So it's going to be very fun. Please look forward to that. It's going to be really good. We don't have the Switch 2. I guess it's too new. It probably only has.
No, we're not doing Switch 2. We're not doing Switch 2.
All right, Switch 2 fans, sorry. Click off the video. You're not getting it this episode. But we do have the Switch 1, though. So, all right. Let me get into the administrative fun, and then we'll get into the games. This is Games Over Plastic, the podcast for the agnostic gamers. No console wars, just fun discussion over here. You can find us every other Monday and sometimes on our off weeks with our DLC episodes at youtube.com/@gamesoverplastic. It's in full 4K video glory with amazing graphics from Hodge. If you watch the videos, there's full-on spreads showing the games. Yeah, dab on them. It's awesome, the work that he does. As we're going through the list, you'll see that artwork and the games pop up right as they're mentioned. It's great. So check that out. Great work from Hodge. Also on all audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and everywhere else. So you can always find us. Leave us a like, leave us comments, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're enjoying the podcast. That does help us out, and we really appreciate your support. But yeah, with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into some fun gaming stuff here. And let's go ahead and start with you, Hodge, with what we're playing. Let's do that. Hodge, what have you been playing, sir?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding.
Damn thing.
It was nothing for a while. But yeah, so I had my week off and I dropped 40 hours into Death Stranding 2. I'm at probably about 45 hours now. I haven't gotten to play it much recently, but I'm loving it. It's obviously, like I said, it's more the same. The story is awesome though so far. I've connected about 2/3 to 3/4 of the country, so I'm getting along there. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to be like the first one where once you connect the entire thing and then it's go back across the country again. So I don't know how it's gonna work in this game, but yeah, I'm loving the story. It's very interesting, expanding on the lore of the first game. So it's really cool. But yeah, I don't have really much else to add. Obviously, it's like I said last time I talked about it, it's more Death Stranding. It plays basically the same as the first one, but it's just a lot prettier. The gameplay is a little more fluid, and I'm wasting a lot of time building bridges and railings and stuff. So that's that's how I spend my time. So, but I'm loving it. It's a fun game.
Yeah, in this one, once you connect all of Australia, Sam's celebrating and stuff, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin comes over and gives him the stunner, and then starts drinking a beer. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
And then Chris comes from the land down under.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Australian Chris randomly
Yeah.
shows up and starts drinking with
Yeah.
us.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's all I really had to say about that. Yeah, I don't have too much to add, but I've also just this morning I hopped into the Battlefield 6 beta. I'll be playing that probably most of this weekend. I might take a break here and there for some Death Stranding or Fortnite or whatever, but yeah, I played about 6 or 7 something matches this morning when statistically impossible, but I only won one of those matches. And it was the last one. I just got destroyed for forever, but the gameplay it's fun. I like it. I'm trying to think if I like it more than Call of Duty. I like it because it's not just a tiny map where you're constantly getting sweated by campers. Like you actually have to go do stuff, and so it's really cool being in a game with 64 people or whatever it is, or 48 people. I can't remember how many are on each team, but it just feels like, I mean, obviously I didn't serve in the military, but it feels like a big war zone where there's constantly just gunfire and explosions and stuff going on. And it's really cool. I like that Battlefield's returning to kind of its roots in a sense of 3 and 4. It's kind of being like, nah, 2042 never happened. Battlefield 5 never happened. I really liked Battlefield 1 though. I thought that game was awesome. But I am happy that it's returning to that kind of modern warfare setting. It feels good. It plays good. The only thing that sucks, like I said, is for some reason I felt like I was getting sweated way more than I should have. But I mean, there's people who've been playing it since before this morning, so they're probably already getting used to it and they're upgrading their guns and stuff. But I was doing pretty good as the support class. I was playing as the LMG support class, helping heal people and resupply everyone and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm excited to play more, and then I'm excited to hop into it when it actually drops in October, hopefully. I mean, we'll see. I do want to play it a lot, but with spoopy season, there's so many horror games I want to still play that I'm like, I don't know how much I'll be playing Battlefield 6 compared to these other games I want to play, but overall, it's a lot of fun. If you like Battlefield, you're going to like it. It's a lot of fun. So yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you could play it after October as well. I mean,
Well,
it's not like it's gonna go away.
Yeah, I'm well, the player base might drop a bit, but but no, yeah, it'll be really how many of my friends get it and how many want to play, and if I'm feeling FOMO or not. Because if no one plays it, then I'm not gonna hop in. I don't play multiplayer games by myself. I always play with people. So I'm like, if my friends play, I'll play. Obviously, people in the Discord, a lot of them want to play this weekend. If they play, I'll play. But yeah, if everyone's like, nah, I was good with the beta, I don't need to play it, then I'll just skip it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I've never been a huge Battlefield guy, but I'm looking for a shooter to play because X Defiant died, and I'm not into COD anymore, really. So I'm going to be playing some this weekend with my boy DLB, and I'll probably hop on with the Spank Bank a time or two if possible as well. Are there other modes, or is it just like Conquest on the beta?
There's Conquest. I didn't play. They have King of the Hill. I didn't play, and then they have Domination. Yeah, then they have Domination, so those are the two smaller map ones. I've only played Conquest and what's the other one called? I'm blanking. There's the one where it's basically there's the one where you kind of progress forward. I think that's Conquest, where you keep getting the bases and pushing the enemy back. And then there's one where it's basic. Then there's basically the other mode, which is like 5 flag domination, which is just a huge domination map where you try and capture all 5 points. And I think your kills are worth more for each flag you have. So that's how it's basically team deathmatch, but when you have more flags, your points or your kills are worth more. So those two game modes are fun. I'll probably hop into the smaller ones just to see what they're like, but that's always been my favorite part of Battlefield is the big map. Even though I hate tanks and stuff, there's because people obviously just kind of camping them and like, I got 50 kills this game. Well, yeah, you sat in a tank the entire time, so obviously, I've always hated that part of Battlefield. But other than that, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, when you see a tank, you're like, oh, time to run the other way because I can't destroy this thing and it's just gonna kill me. So.
Yeah, the two things that always annoy me with Battlefield are the vehicles sometimes, like people who abuse them and mess you up over and over. And then the snipers, like snipers up in the mountains and shit, just picking you off. That's always frustrating.
Oh my God. Well, thankfully, snipers are only a one-shot kill if you headshot them. You can survive a body shot, which is really nice because you're not constantly going out and just getting picked off immediately. But It was funny. Me and my brother were complaining because we were playing the last game we played, which we actually won. We looked out into the mountains and we literally saw 6 sniper glints just above rocks. And I'm just like, geez, just everyone's out there camping. I'm like, oh my God, just play it like a normal person.
Yeah, that's terrifying and it's not very fun.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I haven't played it yet. I just woke up a little bit before this, but I will be playing Battlefield 6 beta this weekend as well. So that's cool. Are you going to check it out, Sean? You're not a huge shooter bro, huh?
No, I will not be. No.
Yeah, you missed out on the 360 generation, so that's where all the shooter bros were.
I mean, not the generation, just the console.
Yeah, the console.
But even then, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't have played it. Like, I just don't have. Those don't interest me.
All right. So that's what Hodge has been playing. Sean, why don't you go ahead and get into your awesome list of games I see here? What have you been up to?
All right. So real quick, first, I did beat Donkey Kong Bonanza 100%, 103% it to be exact. You can get more information later next week in a special DLC where me and James Solar are going to do a whole deep dive on Donkey Kong. There's a lot to talk about. Pretty deep story it's probably the deepest story for a Nintendo platforming game I've ever seen for a platformer. It's kind of crazy. So we're gonna get into that.
But didn't you tell me I wouldn't like it because of the story?
Yeah, you're not gonna like it's the deep for a Nintendo, but that's like as shallow as a puddle.
All right, continue, sir, please.
And then I beat Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, but I talked about that last episode. So, but I have been playing a little game on the NSO on the Nintendo 64 version, Pokemon Stadium. So I am running through this game. I beat the gym. The reason why I wanted to play Pokemon Stadium is because Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 are considered like the more advanced battling compared to like the Generation 1 and Generation 2 games. Like you actually have to use like you can't just like you don't level up your Pokemon like everyone has like stats and you have to actually use your like tail whip moves to lower their defense, and you like that actually matters. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna run through with my level 100 Charizard and just kill everything. So I beat the gym leader castle. It was a lot of fun. Now I'm doing each cup, and each cup there's like there's 4 different cups. And then each cup has like a different level. Like they have like the Pokeball, the Great Ball, the Ultra Ball, the Master Ball level. And you have to basically choose 6 Pokemon and then run through the cup without losing. It's a lot of fun. I'm really loving it. So I'm playing Pokemon Stadium 1 right now. I only have 2 cups left. And then after you beat all the cups plus the Gym Leader Castle, you get a special battle versus Mewtwo. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to move on to Pokemon Stadium 2 and do the same thing using Generation 2 Pokemon. But I found out in Pokemon Stadium 1, I've been using a lot of Haunter, a lot of Kadabra, a lot of Poliwhirl, a lot of Rhydon, Starmie. Yeah, that's what I've been using. I've noticed those are like my go-tos. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. It makes me appreciate those older. Maybe it makes me appreciate the N64 a little bit more. Nice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing Stadium 2 after. So I'll probably start that later today once I finish up all those cups.
Are you using that CRT filter thing? Is that on there?
No, I'm just using the regular. I couldn't care less about that.
No, okay. I think Hodge turned it on and said it looked awesome. So I haven't seen it myself.
I honestly, I mean, if I saw I could probably tell the difference, but it really, like, I think it looks fine. And it's a turn-based, game.
You're muted, Hodge.
Yeah, you're muted, Hodge.
My bad. The CRT filter is awesome. It literally makes it look like you're playing on a CRTV. It has like the lines and everything. It makes the
really?
Because that's the thing is that I once read that the reason why we remember old pixel games looking so good is because the CRTs kind of covered up the like the. Yeah, so when they remaster it or re-release it as an emulator, it's all clear, so it looks crappier. So when you add it to the CRTV, it fits into what it's supposed to look like. So I think it looks awesome. But yeah, Pokemon Stadium. Yeah. I remember I played that game a bunch, but one time I was playing against my friend, and we both, I think, was it 5 or 6, probably 6 Pokemon you get when you're battling. My first Pokemon was Oddish. I killed 3 of his Pokemon before he finally beat my Oddish because I was using it how you should, like, correctly. And it was a lot of fun. But
yeah, it makes you really have to think about, like, you can't just overpower things like with levels because you're not out leveling anything. One thing, Hodge, I gotta ask you: have you ever seen the meme with like, "Oh, Nidoqueen's just trying her hardest over here," or Venusaur? Not Nidoqueen. Venusaur's is trying its hardest.
Maybe
It's like a
if I
GIF.
have, it's been forever.
It's like a GIF of like Charizard, Blastoise, and then Venusaur's over here just trying its hardest. It comes from Pokemon Stadium because when you throw the Pokemon out, they kind of do something crazy. And Venusaur's is like so bad compared to Charizard and Blastoise.
I thought it was because of the opening of the show, because it showed. Yeah, I just looked up Venusaur doing his best. Yeah, it's because Charizard's spraying fire, Blastoise is spraying his cannons, and then Venusaur's just standing there.
And it does the same thing in the game too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I will say this: the Pokemon. I'm gonna say this: if they made 3 Pokemon like the current 3D versions of Pokemon, the way the Pokemon look in Pokemon Stadium, just obviously like graphically better, I think it would look so much better. It looks the art style that they picked for Pokemon Stadium looks so much better than the current 3D Pokemon games.
Yeah, I loved the look of those old games. Yeah, that's why, like, as much as like shit on the Pokemon games now, it's like I want them to be awesome. It's just I just don't feel like they try as hard as they used to. I mean, or I guess, like, I think it was you who said, like, they pretty much rush Game Freak to get these games out. Like, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they rush them out because they print money. I think they're still good. They're just not nearly as good as Generation 3 through 5, which is like peak Pokemon, where we got to go back to that pixel art style. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Maybe they should pull a Call of Duty and get a second studio so they can alternate games.
They're not doing that.
Yeah. The games might be better quality then. Of course, that didn't really help COD that much, did it?
I mean, they did have a second developer develop the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which was stupid because they did Diamond and Pearl and not Platinum, which was the dumbest thing they could have ever done.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that's Pokemon Stadium. Really, really loving my time with that.
Nice.
All right, then next up, I've been playing Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom. So I never got this game when it came out. It's basically like XCOM cross Mario, which is like really cool to think about. Midnight, I think you would like this game just for like the tactics aspect of it. There's really not like it's not really like a story going on. I mean, there's like an implied story, but like it's a game you wouldn't have to pay attention. You can still have fun, but it's really cool. Like every different character has like their own like kind of like move set, and you have like the giant grid, and you have to like control your fleet. But your fleet is like Mario, Luigi, Peach, and like these Rabbids. The Rabbids are not annoying, so don't worry. It's not like those Rabbid games on Wii where it just was like crazy. But it's a lot of fun. I haven't played that much of it, but there's like it takes place in the Mushroom Kingdom so far. And I am really enjoying it. It's fun, like tactics based game, but it has like that Nintendo charm to it, where like you get those expressions from like the Mario characters, and the Rabbids they're kind of funny in this game. But yeah, I am enjoying it. If you ever want to play a game with Mario has like a gun and Luigi has a gun, come play this game.
I have the other one, Mario vs. Rabbids,
the newer one.
It starts with an S. What was it called?
You got the sequel. Then.
Yeah. It was Sparks of Hope is what I got.
Yeah, that's the sequel, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the sequel. It was used at the game shop for like $15 or something, so I grabbed it.
Yeah, I think you're good. I don't think you're going to miss much plot.
I don't think the story.
Yeah, I think you can just. The only reason why I'm playing this one is because I already owned it. I bought it like the day it came out. I just never played it.
Yeah,
I think I tried it for like an hour. I was like, I'm not really feeling this right now.
Yeah, I just grabbed it because it was like such a good sale. I'll get to it one day, but I have a bunch of other games I'd rather play first. But it looks cool.
Yeah, I've heard
Mario
from
XCOM.
I've heard from people who like that type of game is that they love how like good the XCOM-ness of it is. Like, so yeah,
nice. Sure, the XCOM-ness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And then I got one more thing I'm playing, and that is Mario Party Jamboree. and this is the newest Mario Party game. They just did that Switch 2 update. I did get the Switch 2 upgrade for it. But we still have been mainly playing like the regular like board mode or party mode. It is a lot of fun. So, and this game, obviously, we set the computers to the highest difficulty because that's how you play these games. So they added a new difficulty level for Mario Party to extreme. So if we don't have four people, we'll play like two people with two computers, or we'll play three and one. But we mainly play four player, but it's so much fun because it has like a mix of the old mini games and some of the newer mini game and like some new mini games too. Obviously, as many of you know, played Mario Party, friends are made, but enemies are made as well. People get mad when you steal a star from them, but that's how it goes. If you're in first place, you got 2 stars. I got none. I'm stealing a star from you. I'm sorry. I try to win every mini game. You get the 2v2 mini game, and someone throws the mini game because like I'm not letting you win because you're in first place and you're about to get the star. I'm not letting you win. Oh, I love that when you just throw the game because like your partner, you don't want to let your partner win. That's so good, and you don't tell your partner either. You just throw it. You don't even tell them. That's the best. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really like some of the newer mini games they've added. But again, they have some of the great classic ones. They have a lot of You guys played Mario Party 1, right?
I've never played Mario Party.
You played Mario Party 1, right? Hodge, you're muted.
You're muted, man. Come on, man.
Oh, what the heck? All right. I don't know the difference between it. They're all the Mario Party games are the same to me, so I don't know.
All right, but do you remember the minigame platform peril when you're running and you have to like jump on these platforms and there might be like random triangles in the middle of it and like it's like an obstacle. It's like a race to the end.
Platform what? I just
Platform
look at
peril.
a picture of it. Peril. I don't remember because I remember that one. Yeah.
They have a game just like that. It's new, but it's like more expansive and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of just cool mini games, a lot of cool board designs too, a lot more characters. It's a blast to play. I highly suggest it. Even the additional stuff that I did do the additional Switch 2 stuff that they added. It's all right. I still think the base game's better, but it's a lot of fun.
So do you not need the camera for it then?
For the base game, I mean for the additional stuff.
Yeah.
You do not need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was debating getting the camera eventually just because, but yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like required for kind of to play this version of it. Because I know there are some games where it's like you use it, so.
It's a blast. I always play as Yoshi, so, that's how we do it.
Yeah, I want to play this one eventually. I love
it's fun.
Mario Party, but I wanted to get it. I'll probably get it eventually. I don't know maybe when it goes on sale in 14 years, but I don't know. We'll see.
It'll be more money in 14 years. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, apparently that's how it's going nowadays. Is every console's getting more expensive as time goes on instead of cheaper.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Sean, is that it for you?
Yep, that's it.
Awesome. All right. So that's what Sean's been playing. Let me get into what I've been playing here. And let me start off with the big game that some people have been waiting for. And that is, of course, Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Part 2. I did play and beat The Last of Us 2. And I have made people wait until this point to tell them what I think of it. So with this game, first of all, Hodge, you're not a big fan of this game. Is that right?
Well,
what's your view of it?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was mind blowing. I didn't think it was terrible. Like I know the internet anti-woke warriors were like, everything's horrible. But I finished it and I was like, okay. Like the first one's a masterpiece to me. This one was a step down, but I understand people feel differently. It just in the time since, it's either you hate this game or love it. So people just assume I hate it because I don't love it. And it's just like, no, I thought it was fine. And I thought it was forgettable, but everyone's still talking about it. So,
all right. And Sean, what was your view on The Last of Us?
I think it's one of the best games. I think it's a great game. I think it's one of the best. I think it's the best Naughty Dog game they've ever made.
Wow. Okay. Better than Part 1, huh?
Yeah, much better.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Stand down. No, just getting your opinion. All right. So I did finish The Last of Us 2. And I have to call out some people here by name because there were people who told me that I would like this game. Chief among them, Lockmort. Lockmort is the one that made me play this game. We made a deal basically that I would play The Last of Us 2 if he didn't smoke, basically. Trying to help him stay healthy, try to save his life. So that was the deal here, and I held up my bargain, Lock. So you better not be smoking. So Lockmort, Christopher from the Discord, of course, Aussie Chris, Australian Hodge, if you will. Who else? GJ, Corey R, Dan XL. There's probably more. If I didn't mention you, I apologize. So I have to call out these people. And for you guys, I say this. I owe you an apology. I owe you an apology because this game was incredible. I loved The Last of Us Part 2. I absolutely loved it. This game was fucking awesome. Neil Druckmann, I would like to apologize to you as well. I'm sorry that I doubted you. I thought that this game was going to be mid. I thought I wasn't going to like this game. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but it was. This game was really awesome. I loved it a lot. Now, I don't think it's as good as the first game. But I do think it's really close. The graphics are incredible. The gameplay, the combat, the stealth is incredible. The story was awesome. I really like the story a lot. I like the characters a lot. I am coming at this from a unique perspective because I'm playing it so long after the launch, like 5 years later. And of course, everybody knows what happened. And I watched the show and we see it happen. So I think I'm a bit numb to the big event that happened. So the whole revenge plot with Ellie actually was the weakest part of the whole game to me. Like I wasn't really captivated by her trekking across the country to kill people. Like that just wasn't very inspiring or thrilling to me. You know what I mean? But what did captivate me, what surprisingly, was Abby's gameplay. I loved playing as Abby. Again, I didn't care that much about the event. I think I was over it at that point. I was already numb to it. The stages of grief had already ended for me, right? So I was fine with it. Like we knew it happened, it happened. So I didn't hate Abby as much as you might have hated it if you played it first in 2020, right? I didn't have that feeling. And in fact, coming off the show, I really liked, was it Caitlin Devers who played Abby? I thought she was awesome. So I kind of liked Abby. So when Abby showed up, I was really excited. Crap, Sean is saying that his just froze up, so hold on one second. And we're back. We had some technical issues. Sean's computer froze. The revenge tour took him out. They got him. But all right, so we're back here. But yeah, as I was saying, I really, really enjoyed The Last of Us Part 2. And really the turning point for me, because like the first half of the game was just like okay to me. It was like a 75 or something, because again, I wasn't super driven by this whole Ellie revenge plot. Like, playing the game for 2 hours, crossing the whole town and through all these buildings just to try to kill somebody just isn't gripping to me. You know what I mean? Especially if I don't hate the person. But then you switch to Abby and it's like all new perspective, all new content. I didn't know what was going to happen because I haven't seen the show around Abby, which was nice. I really fully embraced her. Her story was a bit more hopeful. It starts out like she's trying to save her friend. And then she's helping out these two adorable little kids who are both awesome, by the way. And then she's trying to save them and they save her and it's great. So like the things that she's doing are kind of like more like Last of Us Part 1 type stuff, just trying to like be hopeful and survive and help people, right? Versus I'm just trying to murder you because I'm mad at you, for obvious reasons. But so yeah, I really enjoyed Abby. I thought it was awesome. I loved all of the flashbacks. All of the flashbacks that we got were awesome, and that includes Abby, and that includes what's the Ellie. Yeah, I'm freezing. Wow. Ellie, of course, I loved her flashbacks too. Like you had the one in the museum and stuff. And I recorded a clip where she picks up the phone and she's like, "Oh, paging the dinosaurs." And she's like, "Oh, there's one right there, Joel." She's like, "Get it? 'Cause you're old." That was funny. But yeah, it was great. All of the flashbacks were awesome, but I really enjoyed Abby as a character. I really enjoyed her story. Her group of friends were pretty cool. I did feel stuff when But yeah, no, it was great, man. Even the ending, I had already seen the ending before. I actually enjoyed the ending more, having the context of the entire game, because that's how I would want it to end. Like, I think it's better the way it ended. And I'll just that slight spoilers already. I'm just gonna stop there because I don't want to spoil anything
Yeah, I'm just
any
saying,
further.
Mister Spoiler Sensitive over there just spoiled the whole game.
Yeah, maybe I'll bleep that out, huh?
You probably should. I mean,
Yeah. So anyway, the ending was good. Hopefully, if we'll try to bleep that out, but yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed The Last of Us Part 2. I would say on Midnight Critic, I'm going to go ahead and give this a 94 on Midnight Critic. I would say Part 1 is like a 97 on Midnight Critic. So Part 2, slightly worse than Part 1, just overall because the theme of Part 1 was, again, more like just, hopeful and survival and, mission driven, versus this one was a bit darker. But oh yeah, one thing that I didn't like here, of course, we do have to mention this. There was one aspect of this game that I wasn't a huge fan of, and that was the whole trans issue. There is a trans kid in this game here, but I'm just kidding. It was fine. I let it slide on this one here because it wasn't super egregious, like shoved in your face like it was with Veilguard, for example. But yeah, there is a little girl named Lily in this.
Actually, it's exactly like Veilguard. Abby's so buff because she had to do push-ups every time she misgendered someone.
Yeah. But now this one, I gave it a pass because of the circumstances that she's growing up in. I could kind of understand wanting to escape the female reality in that, because she was going through some dark stuff there. They were forcing her into stuff. I'm not going to spoil it. We'll just leave it there. But yeah, I actually really loved the character, though. That was an awesome character. It was fun playing with them. It's funny how when you put a kid in there, all of a sudden everything becomes a lot more dangerous and high stakes and more powerful. It's like you don't want the kid to die. You got to save the kid. Everyone else can die, but you got to save the kids and dogs. Can't let kids or dogs die. Right?
Yep.
All right. So that was The Last of Us Part 2. I'll leave it there. I've already spoiled a little bit. I apologize. But yeah, I loved it. So there you go. You guys, you got it. I apologize to anyone I doubted. Lockmort, thank you for recommending it. The last game that I am playing I'm currently playing Unicorn Overlord, and I'm not going to go into much detail of this yet. I'll save it for when I actually beat the game. I'll just say that I am playing it. I'm like 14 hours in, maybe. I've been grinding it a bit, and it's pretty good so far. It's pretty cool. But I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't have too much to say until I actually wrap it up. So that is what I've been playing. Sean, you never played Unicorn Overlord, did you?
no, it's on my list to play though. I think I'll like it. It looks interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. I thought that the story would be a bit more compelling because their first game, their previous game, 13 Sentinels, was super story driven. It was awesome, and this one so far, the story is just kind of like it's a kingdom battle. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. So that's what we've been playing, and with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the, we don't have a write-in this week. Please write in if you guys have write-ins. Message Sean, leave comments on the YouTube. We're going to get into the main topic of discussion, and that is the iconic games from each console, 2005 to present. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the ball over to Sean to go ahead and run this segment like he did last time.
All right, so we are going to get started with 2005. We're going to go in the same order we went last time. So Hodge, Sean, Midnight. We're going to go right in that order. We're going to get right started with the PSP, released in March 2005 here. Remember, U.S. release dates, folks. U.S. release dates. So we're going to start with the PlayStation Portable, the first ever PlayStation Portable console. So, Hodge, what do you got for the PSP?
I was actually torn between two games, but if I really had to think about it, the first game I always think about when I think of the PSP is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. This game is kind of, I feel like this defines this console completely. Even though the game I actually played the most on this console was SOCOM. I had that game and it was awesome. But Yeah, Crisis Core. It's like the one I always think of. It's that and the UMD for Advent Children. I had that movie on PSP back in the day, but that's what I think of the most is because I know up until obviously what was it called, Reunion, Crisis Core, when that came
Yeah.
out the other year. It was just stuck on PSP, and it was like the Final Fantasy game everyone loved because it's all about Zack and everything, and so that's kind of the game that defined the PSP for me. The other game I was thinking about, I won't say it right now because I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's your game, but yeah, there's another game I think of that I can say after, but yeah, Crisis Core is definitely the one I think of the most when I think of the PSP.
That is a solid pick right there. It's funny. I didn't even like. I love Crisis Core, but that's not what I think of when I think PSP. Like at all. I don't think that at all.
Well, we'll find out
Um,
what yours is.
yeah. So PSP. Funny. I was going back and forth between like 4 or 5 different things, and I kind of narrowed it down. I'm like, finally, like, you know what? Anytime I think of the PSP, I instantly think of this memory, and that is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
That's what I thought you
Um,
were going to say. Yep.
Yeah, I was anticipating this game since they announced it. They announced it in like 2007, and it was basically picks up after the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 2. And I fell in love with it. These characters were like outstanding, some of the best original characters in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I loved all the different worlds, and it's like a prequel. It really set up a lot of the lore and set up a lot of what the future of the series is going for. So I really love that. Um, it was pretty awesome. I mean, like I freaking love it. Like I love Zen, I love Terra, I love Aqua. Aqua becomes one of the most important characters in the franchise. I mean, they're all really important, and it really set forth like the tone of the game. It was one of the first really. I mean, the games are darker, but like this was like a really first like real dark Kingdom Hearts game. And it was a lot of fun. I would say if you're gonna play it though, like obviously don't play it on the PSP, play it on the PlayStation or the Xbox now with the collection because it's like much better, obviously, and it's the final mix version. But yeah, Birth by Sleep came out in 2010. I was hyped. I got it. GameStop that day, loved it, and I'm so jealous because Japan had like a exclusive PSP like Japanese console that looked freaking awesome. Yeah, I would have bought it if it came to the US.
Nice. What theme was it?
Kingdom Hearts theme.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Right. That makes sense.
No, it was Winnie the Pooh themed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that would fit.
Well, yeah, you said Kingdom Hearts.
Well, it's not a Birth by Sleep, so no.
Yeah.
And Zack is in this game, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, he shows up in Olympus.
Oh, that's right. I loved this game because it had a Lilo
He's
and
like a
Stitch
young
level.
Zack. He's like a young Zack, a very young Zack.
Yeah. I liked it. Yeah, I liked this game because it had Lilo and Stitch in it. I liked that.
I had just kind of Stitch, but
well, yeah,
Space
it was
Space,
on
yeah.
Stitch's spaceship. It wasn't in Hawaii.
it wasn't on
Yeah.
Stitch's spaceship. It was on the main spaceship.
Or yeah, whatever semantics. Yeah, that's a great game. That's exactly what I thought you were going to choose because that's the same with me. PSP Crisis Core is the one that comes to mind, but Birth by Sleep is the other one because that was another one that I always wanted to play but never got until it came to the collection for PS3, I think, or PS4 maybe it was.
PS3 and then PS4 and then
yeah.
Yeah.
So I never got to play it until then. But
yeah, I just want to shout out the Stewie Griffin, the Untold Stories UMD I got.
I also had the Ollie G show on UMD.
My neighbor had remember that show? Remember that movie You Got Served?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the dance one.
Yeah, my neighbor had that on UMD.
That's
Nice.
funny.
You got served.
All
right, Midnight, you're up.
All right, I'm up. So, of course, this is again Fraud Midnight here because I didn't own the PSP. Obviously, I didn't play this game. But just looking up the games here, there was one that I know was very iconic, scored really well, very famous game. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. So that's what I went, iconic franchise, game that I've 100% heard of and heard that it was really good. I think it was like a 94, 93, 94 on Metacritic. So everybody, loved this game. I'm sure it was fantastic, but I personally didn't play it. But Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker was the first game that I really thought of when I was looking at the PSP list. Although Crisis Core was also up there, Hodge, because I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, Crisis Core.
It's a very late stage PSP game right there.
Yeah.
Peace Walker. Yeah.
Did you play it?
Yeah, I played it. Yeah,
Nice. Was it amazing?
it was good. I wouldn't say it's amazing. It was good.
The best game ever. All right.
The best game ever.
That's all I got. I didn't play it. So
All right, Hodge. What else were you thinking? You said you had a couple other ones. Oh, was it Birth by Sleep? That was it.
Birth by Sleep was the other one I was really thinking of. But I had a feeling it was what you were going to choose, so I did not say it.
All right. I was also thinking about the Gran Turismo game on PSP was freaking awesome. It was so good. I had NFL Street V3 on here. Played the crap out of that game on there. Super fun.
nice.
And MLB The Show games on PSP were awesome as well. So
Nice.
I love
All
MLB
right.
The Show.
yeah, it was good. It was excellent. All right. So next up we have. Sorry, I'm doing the math for the timestamps here because of that little snafu we had earlier. All right. Next up, we have the Xbox 360, also released in 2005, but later that year in November on Lord Cognito's birthday. No, that was the original Xbox. Came out a couple days after that. But we have the Xbox 360. Everyone knows my favorite console. Never owned it.
The best
But-
console of all time, hands down.
Yes.
No. All right, Hodge, you're up.
I have spoken.
So this was a really tough one actually for me, but if I had to be honest with myself, the first game, because there's so many games that are iconic from this not even just from the 360, just this generation in general. The one that I first thought of when I thought of Xbox 360 is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This game I put up until other games came out later in life, I put the most amount of time I ever put in a game into this game. I played it obsessively with my friends every single weekend. And every night if I didn't have homework back in the day. That was high school days for me. So and anytime I could, I was basically on my Xbox playing this game. And even though there's other ones that I'm sure you guys will mention, this is the one that pops in my mind straight. It's the one that made Call of Duty a household name. Obviously 1 through 3 were good, people liked them, but 4 was the one that made Call of Duty the monster it is today. And this is still my favorite Call of Duty game ever made. And yeah, I was obsessed with this game. So when I think Xbox 360, I think Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
I remember getting the Game Informer in 2007. I cannot remember what month it was, and it was listing all these great games coming out, and it was like most anticipated games coming out. It had Call of Duty 4 ahead of Halo 3, and that like blew everyone's mind.
Yeah,
like, what Call of Duty? And then I just remember the zeitgeist and how it was so game changing at that time.
Yeah,
50,000 people used to live here.
now it's a ghost.
Now it's a ghost town.
Yeah, awesome.
Dude, iconic as fuck. Yeah, great pick.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
all right, for me,
yeah.
this was like actually the easiest console. This is the easiest one for me. I went with Halo 3. Super easy for me. I think Halo 3 is the greatest first-person shooter of all time.
Wow.
It is an amazing game. Campaign is freaking amazing. I've never played multiplayer for it, so I can't speak to the multiplayer.
Wait, better than Halo 5?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just by a little, just by a
Slightly.
chance.
It's close. They're neck and neck.
Yeah, very close. The ending is what puts it over the top. No, but yeah, the ending of Halo 3 is freaking amazing. The entire campaign is just awesome. All the levels were super cool, super awesome designs. I freaking loved the idea of when you play co-op, it's not just 2 Master Chiefs now. It's like one's Master Chief, one's Arbiter, and I loved playing as Arbiter. So I let Claire play as Chief, and I was Arbiter. Love it. And I just love the ending of the game. That last mission is just so good, and that tagline, "Finish the fight." Oh, so good. And even as like someone who didn't own the 360, like I loved, like anytime like a trailer for the game came on, I'd watch it. I just loved the whole aspect. And when I finally got to play it, it was like super cool. It's my favorite Halo game, and I think it's, like I said, I think it's the greatest shooter of all time. It's amazing. So many cool levels. Love playing this on with Legendary mode. Legendary. Beating this on Legendary was freaking insane. It's so much fun. Getting the
Very
skulls
tough.
too.
Very tough. Yeah, finding the skulls is so
Super
much
fun.
fun. I love doing that.
Yeah. It's this and Halo 2 are pretty iconic for me. But yeah, Halo 3.
Yeah, great choice, Sean. Amazing game. Halo 3 I played a ton of this game with my friends. A lot of multiplayer. just forever and ever. Really love this game. I don't remember the story too much. I was mostly a multiplayer bro. I did play the story. I just don't really remember too much of it. But
Sword is insane. So good.
awesome.
Did you guys? I have a question. Since you were big multiplayer guys, did you Hodge? Were you big into Halo 3 multiplayer?
Yeah, I played a lot of it. It's just Call of Duty 4 ended up just
Came out 2
they
months
came out the
later. Yeah.
same they came out the
2
same
months
year.
later. 2 months
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Call of Duty 4 ended up eating it like alive.
Did you
So
guys? I just have a question. Did you guys buy Crackdown for the Halo 3 beta?
No. No.
Yeah.
So I know
I
a lot of
have
people
friends who
did that.
though.
A lot of people did that, and like artificially inflated the sales of Crackdown.
Mm.
Smart.
I know I'm in the minority of this one, but I never liked Crackdown. I didn't think those games were that fun. Like
I never played it, so
I
I've
get
never
why
played it.
people liked it, but I was not a fan of Crackdown. But Halo 3 was the other game I was thinking of. That was a very close second to what I was going to go with the defining 360. I love Halo 3. It's so good.
Yeah. Yes, for me. So I was thinking Halo 3 as well. That was something that came to my mind quick. I was thinking of Gears 2. I was thinking of Fable 2. Some iconic games, of course. But the one that I settled on was the same as Hodge, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, because this was the game that basically killed Halo 3, at least for my group of friends. We loved Halo 3. We played a ton of Halo 3. We were like, this is the best game ever, until it wasn't. All of a sudden, we found out about Call of Duty, and we all switched over to Call of Duty. People were calling it Galo. There was the war there. But yeah, COD 4 Modern Warfare was excellent, dude. Just absolutely precise, amazing shooter. Very fluid, quick kills compared to Halo. Awesome maps, kill streaks. I love kill streaks. That's one thing that I always miss. Anytime I play these other shooters, be it X Defiant or Battlefield or Halo, I always miss kill streaks. Like there's just something awesome about going on a streak and then calling in a helicopter and then watching it tear up people, Only Call of Duty really does that, and I don't know why other shooters haven't just copied them and done kill streaks, but yeah.
I know this is Modern Warfare 2, but enemy AC 130 above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 was also awesome.
That's the thing. I'm happy you went with 4 because a lot of people think Modern Warfare 2 is better, and I'm like, I get it. I loved Modern Warfare 2 also, but Modern Warfare 1 was perfect to me. I loved that game. And actually, I'm the kind of person who I think Call of Duty is way too convoluted now. Like, I liked back then it was if you get a certain amount of kills, you get this camo. If you get a certain amount of headshots, you get this camo. If you do it with all of them, you get the gold. And that was all you needed. And then the kill streaks was 357. You get UAV, airstrike, helicopter. And now it's so complicated where it's like you could get set this one where and then now it's I don't know if they went back to kills, but for a while it was points. Where like certain amount of points and you get your your UAV, or and then if you get 25 kills in a life, you can call in a nuke. And it's just like, man, I liked it when it was 357. You knew someone was doing well because they called in that helicopter. You're like, oh crap, they're on a streak. And so yeah, I loved. And then of course, but though the one thing is in Call of Duty you could cheat. If you got a helicopter and you didn't call it in and died, you call in your helicopter and it could get you your kills again to get another one.
That was the pro strat. You had to do that.
Exactly. Especially when you're playing on shipment. Once you get to 7, you're like, I'm going to constantly get helicopters over and over.
I don't know if this is COD 4 or COD MW2, but I remember my friends used to complain about Martyrdom.
That's COD 4.
COD 4.
Yeah, they used to complain. They'd be like, oh, freaking noob tubes and Martyrdom.
Yep.
I never played
Modern Warfare 2 for sure. Like,
I never played COD 4 or Call of Duty multiplayer games, but over friend's house, I watched a lot of hours of people playing these games. That's how I know all the little enemy AC 130. I used to yell that all the time. Gym class, I'd be yelling at 6th grade gym class. Enemy AC 130 above. Playing dodgeball. It's great.
Yeah, awesome. The noob tubes was a real epidemic in Modern Warfare 2. The one-man army, danger close noob tubes.
Noob tube, Martyrdom.
It was people had unlimited. They could change their class with the one-man army, and like it would refill their noob tubes. Plus, they had danger close, which made them more deadly. So people were just shooting tubes like the whole match.
Yeah, it was bad in 4 as well, but it was more egregious in Modern Warfare 2.
Way worse. And
yeah.
Right. But martyrdom, yeah, that was a big problem in COD 4. I remember my boy Daniel. He used to always rage because he would die. He'd be on a streak and then he'd die to martyrdom. He'd get all pissed.
Yeah, martyrdom sucked. Oh man, I love that game. I love both those games, Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4. Those are the other one I was thinking was BioShock. I didn't go with it obviously because I mean that was also I don't know. I was so close with that one, but yeah, Call of Duty 4 is just that's the 360 game for me. And as everyone knows, especially me and Midnight agree that we think 360 I think is the best console of all time.
It is.
I love this. I could have gone with 100 different games for this, but COD 4 was like the definitive one for me for this console.
Yeah, I also considered Mass Effect. Mass Effect was Xbox exclusive. The first one was anyway for a while. And just amazing games on that console. Yeah. Amazing times on that console.
Mm-hmm. I also thought the one I also was debating was Rock Band because that came out in that era, and I remember just getting together with people and doing Rock Band all the time. That was another thing that was just a huge blast. So yeah, that 360 was like obviously Xbox Live came along with the first Xbox, but it like blew up with 360. That became the social console, and every single person I knew had a 360. I only knew one person who had a PS3 instead of a 360, and everyone just made fun of him. Like, everyone else I knew who had a PS3 only had it. They had the 360 also, and they got the PS3 because it was the cheapest Blu-ray player at the time, and that was so people got it to be a Blu-ray player.
I think a lot of it has to do with ages as well. Like you guys were in that prime age for me, like everyone my age, they remember PS4. Like PS4 is like the prime, like peak multiplayer console.
You mean PS3?
No, PS4.
Oh well, yeah.
I was in high school when PS4 came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, PS4 was a really good console.
That's what I mean. That's like my generation remembers that.
Well, yeah,
that was a really good console. It was.
I think a lot of it has to do with the time you're born.
Yeah,
I don't think it was age related with the 360. It was just a
360 versus PS3 wasn't age related, but 360 being our most.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. I get what you're saying in terms of like nostalgia and peak gaming. 360 was that age for us, where PS4 was that age for you. But yeah, I get that. But yeah, I was more referring to it in terms of that generation. It was 360 dominated the PS3.
Not in sales.
Not in sales, but in the
sales console wars.
Yeah, in terms of worldwide sales, it actually sold more, and the 360 sold more in the US. But anyway, that's not. We're not here to console war that shit. Who cares?
Yeah, we don't care.
But, yeah. But speaking of PS3,
move on to the PS3. This is the most difficult one for me because I love the PS3 so much.
This was the easiest for me.
The most difficult one for me. I had a lot of tough choices. So, Hodge, we're gonna start with you.
Yeah, this one actually it was really tough for me. I didn't play my PS3 that much, but the game that I played that made me so happy I did end up buying a PS3 because I bought the PS3 in either late 2009 or early 2010. So it had already been out for 3 or 4 years when I got it. And the first games I bought were Uncharted 1 and 2. And so the one I think of is Uncharted 2. I was obsessed with that game. It was so good. I was almost going to go with God of War 3 with either you pick it, great choice, but because I remember God of War 1 and 2 were PS2 games and I was obsessed with it. And part of the reason I got a PS3, I got it for 2 games primarily, God of War 3 and Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 obviously did not end up coming to PS3, so I had a 50% hit rate on that. But Uncharted, that was my first jump into a Naughty Dog game since Crash Bandicoot. I don't even know what else they put out between those, but
Jak and Daxter.
Oh yeah, I did play Jak and Daxter. So I lied. I just like Naughty Dog, but of course, back then I didn't really know studios as well. I just liked games that I thought looked good, and so I didn't really think of Uncharted as a Naughty Dog game. But I played the first one; I was obsessed with it. I got this, and I got the second one at the same time because I just heard they were good, and I was obsessed with that one. And then I was so excited for when 3 came out a couple years later. But yeah, Uncharted 2, it's one of my favorite games of all time, even though it's not on my list. Surprisingly, I probably actually should have put that on my top list. But I loved this game so much, and it's just really what I think of. Because I dropped out of my first college because I got sick, so I failed all my classes because I was bedridden for like 2 months or something like that. And so when I moved home, I was just bored, and I bought the PS3 and a TV put up in my room, and I just have the memory of before going to community college, just sitting at my parents' house playing these games obsessively. And so that's all I think of with the PS3 is playing the Uncharted games. So yeah, Uncharted 2 is my definitive PS3 game.
It's a great pick. Uncharted 2 was definitely one I was considering. Like I said, this is the most challenging one for me.
Yeah.
Uncharted 2 is up there. You had mentioned Uncharted 1. Uncharted 3 is up there too. Uncharted 3 is also fantastic. I mean, all three.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really a bad Uncharted game. They're all
No.
phenomenal games.
My least favorite is Lost Legacy, but that's just because I don't think those characters are as interesting as Drake and Sully.
Mine is Golden Abyss, and that's
I played
game.
played like an hour of that game, and it wasn't really.
Yeah,
big.
I think Lost Legacy. I like Lost Legacy. I think it's better than Uncharted 1, but I think it's more of just the way it plays.
Yeah, because since it's the latest game, it had all the best gameplay in it. So,
and I like some of the level design was pretty. You can see a lot of the early Last of Us 2 level design in that. But for PS3, there was so many games I could choose from, but I'm not going to mention any of them right now. I'll wait till midnight goes. I went with a game that's not even in my top 50 games of all time, but this is what I think of. I think of Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. This is my favorite Metal Gear game. I'm not like the biggest Metal Gear guy. Like I like Metal Gear, but I'm not the biggest fan. But Metal Gear Solid 4 was like life changing. Like I remember getting this, and I could not believe how good it looked on a PS3. Like I could not believe I was playing this on the same console that ran like Resistance: Fall of Man that came out a year and a half before that. Because Metal Gear Solid 4 looked so real, and like the cinematics were insane. Like there was like 2-hour cutscenes, and I remember it came out on the last day of school when I was in 6th grade. June, I can't remember the exact day, but I know it was the last day of school. It was June maybe 14th, 2008, something like that. And I remember getting it, coming home, and my dad had a work off that week, and me and him played through it in 4 days just together. And nice. We were like blown away. And I remember like all the concepts went like way over my head. Like I picked up on like some of the stuff, but not all of it. But I remember the last cutscene is over 2 hours long when you beat the game. And I remember getting and popping popcorn, and coming back down, and we ate popcorn watching that last cutscene. And like it was like watching a movie. It was insane. I freaking loved it. And me and my friend Donnie, we got so into the game that my friend Donnie's really good at Metal Gear. Like he would like speed run the game, like do like the no alert, no kill. Like he would do that all. Like he was super into it. But he didn't have a PS3, so he would come over and just play MGS4 and like he would like speed run the game. And we'd stay up for like 6 hours and just beat the game in one night and speed run it. I loved it. I actually played Metal Gear Online, which came with it, which was actually super fun. But I was so bad at it because it was like so hard. It was like so hardcore. Like you had to be like really good, and I was not good. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4, Old Snake. I loved it. I just loved like the opening, the 5 acts, and there's an act. Oh my gosh, when you get to Act 4, the beginning of Act 4 is freaking. Me and my dad lost our minds when that part happened. If you play the game, you know what I'm talking about. Beginning of Act 4. You go back somewhere and it's freaking insane.
Okay.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4.
Awesome.
I never realized that. I remember the big complaint about that game was the cutscenes. I didn't realize that they were that long.
dude, some of them are like the probably average cutscene, like not the average, but like the median cutscene, so like the one that recurred the most. That's what median means. Would probably be like around 20 to 25 minutes. But like there were some cutscenes that were an hour and a half, 2 hours.
That's insane.
It's Kojima. It's freaking Kojima. Yeah,
that's Kojima.
But the game is freaking like if you look at it and it still looks gorgeous today, and it just blew my mind in 2008.
Yeah. Kojima really taking advantage of the fact that was on a Blu-ray disc, huh? He had all the storage for all those movies he put on.
Oh, yeah, and there's a funny part in it where it's like, oh, Snake, you gotta change the disc at this point. And then like, Snake's like, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, no, we're playing on the Sony PlayStation 3 that is a Blu-ray. We don't need to change discs. And that's the entire like discussion. It's pretty funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I'm up.
Yep.
So for me here, this is probably going to be pretty obvious guess. But I went with The Last of Us because The Last of Us did launch on the PS3 at the very end. I think in 2013, I believe it came out. And I played
2013.
I played and beat this game on the PS3 when it came out. And god dang, was this game freaking incredible. As I said earlier, 97 on Midnight Critic. One of my favorite games of all time. It's in my top 20 games of all time for sure. Top 10 maybe even. I'm not sure, but I just love this game, dude. The setting, the characters, the world, the story. It's just it's basically a masterpiece to me. There's almost nothing that I would change about this game. It was so good. The DLC was pretty good too. The Left Behind or whatever DLC was also pretty cool. Cool little story of young Ellie and her first crush. But yeah, it was great, man. I really love this game. Shout out to Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is one of the best studios in the world. It was funny in the Discord, we were putting together our list of like the very best studios. And for me, there's 3 studios that are undebatable, in my opinion, that are like S tier top studios. And that is Naughty Dog is one, Larian, and CD Projekt Red. For me, S tier studios. But yeah, I love Naughty Dog. Shout out to The Last of Us. Shout out to The Last of Us Part 2, which was awesome as well. And by the way, I forgot to mention in that I am Team Abby. Team Abby for that game. For that game, I'm Team Abby. Now, of course, if you look at the whole series, I love Ellie, obviously, too. But in that game, I preferred Abby. But anyway, The Last of Us was my PS3 game that was iconic.
Great pick. Great pick.
Yeah, I was close to picking it, but I played it more. I mean, I did play it on PS3, and then I bought the remastered for 4. But I was kind of think of PS4 when I think of Last of Us, even though it is a PS3 game technically. But no, that game, yeah, it is in my top. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It is great choice. It's a masterpiece. I love that game so much.
Yeah, and you know, I think I need to right a wrong here because I haven't really played much of any of the Uncharted games. And since since you guys love Uncharted and since I love Naughty Dog, I mean, that's something I need to fix. I remember I bought the remastered pack or whatever, the 3-pack, and I tried the first game and it was just, I don't know, I just wasn't clicking with the first game that much. I might watch a story recap of the first game and then play 2 and 3 because I think the gameplay and stuff gets a little better in those.
Yeah, the gameplay is definitely the weakest in the first. I don't think it's as bad as people say, but I do understand that it's the worst of the games and it gets better with 2. But do what you want, but I would say play for the first. I love it, but you know, you do you.
One of these days, I'll right that wrong and I'll play those Uncharted games.
You got it. They're so good. I love them.
All right.
All right. Well, next up we have the Nintendo Wii. Came out a couple days after the PS3. And Hodge, we're gonna start with you, and I'm gonna guess yours. Ready? Wii Sports.
Yep, Wii Sports.
Yeah,
that is the game. I played. I never owned a Wii. I told the story before of how my parents bought us one for Christmas, but apparently they heard us kind of joking about it once, so they thought we didn't actually want one, so they returned it, and we're like, "What? We wanted a Wii? What are you talking about?" But I only played it with other people, and really all I played was like Smash and Wii Sports, and Wii Sports is so much fun that I love it. So yeah, that is definitely the game I think of first when I think of Nintendo Wii Sports, playing baseball and bowling and all that stuff. So much fun.
Young Hodge was smashing his Wii.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so that's what I'm going with.
How about you, Sean?
Right. I'm going with Super Smash Brothers Brawl. This game completely took over me and my friend group. I remember when it was announced at E3 2006, we watched that trailer maybe 1,000 times. They had the Smash Bros. Dojo where they'd release, I've told the story before, they'd release like a little thing each day, and it could range from just like a little picture of an item to a freaking full-on character. And we would come into school every day and like lose our minds about what was announced. Did you see they announced this? They announced Fox is coming back. Yeah, no crap, Fox is coming back. What are you, idiots? What do you think, he's not coming back? But like stuff like that. But then I remember when they announced like ROB, like freaking out, be like, who's this Rob guy? What the heck is this? And then going on the internet looking it up, being like, what the heck? He's a toy? What is this? And then like oh my god, I have so many fond memories of Brawl. We put so many. I remember one time, July 2008, my friend slept over, like 3 of my friends slept over, and we stayed up all night playing it. I remember I drank an entire case of root beer, which was not good.
Nice.
And my friend drank an entire case of Mountain Dew. Our teeth really hurt the next day, but we played Brawl all night, and Brawl, Wii was like one of the first consoles that like, well, not one of, was one of the first that you could like check your hour count on like games. It would give you your hour count for the day. And I remember clicking it, and we put 17 hours and 54 minutes into Super Smash Bros. Brawl that day. Freaking insane. We just put like I
Oh,
remember it had Stage Builder, it had the Super Smash, it had the single player Subspace Emissary. It was just an amazing game. We freaking loved it. I remember losing our minds when they revealed Sonic and Snake. Like that was like, what? They're in this game, and it was a freaking blast. I don't know, science class. I feel bad for my teacher, sixth grade science teacher, Mrs. Rocket was actually her name, which is actually really funny that she taught science. But we had her
Nice.
in sixth grade. Our classes, we didn't rotate; they stayed the same every day. So we'd start out period one in science class, and me and my friends would legitimately not pay attention and talk about Smash Bros. For like the entire first like 15, 20 minutes of class. I remember, I'll never forget it. She never changed seats. We sat in the back on one of the back lab tables. Like, oh my god, did you see it? They got the Pokeballs coming back. It's like, yeah, no crap. It was great. I love that game. But yeah, all right, Midnight, you're up.
That's awesome. All right, for me, Wii Sports.
All right, you guys really failed me here. You didn't take the better Wii Sports version, Wii Sports Resort, which was the better version, but Wii Sports is definitely much more iconic.
Wii Sports I got for free, so everyone had it. We was playing it.
Unless you're in
But yeah,
Japan,
I've
then you didn't
talked
get it
about
for free.
Damn. But yeah, I've talked about this before, so we don't need to keep going. Wii Sports.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. That was another freaking fantastic game, and Mario Galaxy.
Hey, listen.
Wrong game.
What game is that?
Ocarina of Time.
Okay. That's just the whole Zelda franchise. Is that sound effect?
No, they do not. That's like it's only in like Ocarina.
No, I'm not saying it's in every game, but I'm saying like it is symbolic of the franchise. See my categories.
All right, moving on. We got a pretty big gap here. 5 years. We're going to 2011. The Nintendo 3DS, a day one console for Sean Mason. Also, day one with PS3. But all right, Hodge, you're up.
The 3DS.
Let me guess. Hang on, let me guess.
Okay.
Ocarina of Time 3D.
Yep.
Bang.
This is the first time I ever played this game. I did not get to play it on the N64 as I did not own one. So when I bought this, that was the first game I bought. And I fell in love with it. And I realized, because like I said this before, but when I always heard people talking about like Ocarina of Time is the best game I ever made, like I was like, is that nostalgia speaking or are you telling the truth? And obviously there's quality of life improvements on the 3DS version, but I played it. I'm like, oh no, I understand why people say this is like the best game of all time. It's so amazing. There were a couple, obviously the 3DS was also my reintroduction into Pokemon. I hadn't played since Silver, and I got Ultra Moon and played it and really liked it, which I know, yeah, Sean, not a fan. But yeah, that was the other one. But yeah, it's just one of the lesser liked ones by you.
One of the least. It's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, but that I mean I hadn't played in forever, so generations of improvements to the gameplay. I was like, oh, this is fun. But Ocarina of Time 3D is the one that I think of instantly when I think of that console because it was so fun. It was amazing. Like I said before, I loved playing in 3D. I always had the 3D mode on. I thought it looked awesome. So yeah, that Ocarina of Time 3D is definitely my game of the 3DS that I think of. My defining game.
That is a fantastic pick. That is definitely the definitive way to play this game. It's the quality of life improvements, just like the way the game looks. Like you remember it looking like that when you play this version.
Yeah,
it's such a good game, such a good remake. To be honest, like I would wish they would port this version to Switch. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, the 3DS. All right, for my most iconic game of the 3DS era. You know, if there was a better, more iconic Pokemon game, I would probably put one of the Pokemon games on there. I was actually really disappointed with this generation of Pokemon of like across the DS, Gen 6 and Gen 7 for the 3DS. But I went with a little game called Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, which is funny because this is like one of my least favorite Kingdom Hearts games, but I was so hyped for this game. So hyped. Like I could not wait because I loved all. Remember, they're not spin-off games; they are side games because they are crucial to the plot of Kingdom Hearts. Like you won't understand if you miss them. So they're not spin-offs; they're side games. I loved the idea of getting a Kingdom Hearts and the 3DS. The 3D actually played really really cool in this game, and this was like one of the first one of the first Kingdom Hearts games where you got an extensive campaign for Riku. Obviously, you could play as Riku in Chain of Memories. He had his own campaign, but it was not extensive. Riku was actually part of the main campaign for this game, so I was like, this is awesome because I love Riku. But yeah, exploring some of the more classic, more obtuse Disney worlds in this game. Like you had like the Three Musketeers world, which was like a direct to DVD like Disney movie, which is like super weird. They had the Hunchback of Notre Dame in this, which is again like such a weird pick for a Kingdom Hearts world. So yeah, and I really liked it. Again, it's not my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. It's not even close to my favorite, but I still enjoyed it. And this is when they announced this for 3DS. This was announced, so like the announcement for the 3DS. I like knew I'm like, all right, I need to get this day one. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Shout out to those Dream Eaters.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I never
Dream Eaters.
I never played this one because this one wasn't this only cutscenes in the.
No, that's 358. That's 358 days over 2.
Okay, maybe I did play this one then. I can't remember. I get them all confused with the side games because they all have such weird names that I can't remember which games.
But they're all crucial to the plot, and this one's actually like this. This is like extremely crucial to the plot.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
Hodge, who's the Master of Masters? Do you know who that is?
No.
Who do you think it is?
Maybe.
Well, we were trying to figure out who the master. That's the big mystery going into KH4. Master of Masters.
Goofy.
Yeah, no. Goofy. Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's people think it's a time traveling Sora. I don't think it is, but that's what people think.
I don't know. I have to replay these games. I can't remember so much of it.
I know it like the back of my hand. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's awful, actually. It's really bad. Midnight, you're up. 3DS.
Yeah, so
I know what you're picking. Oh, I know what you're picking.
This was really, really easy for me because one of the best games ever made and by far the best 3DS game was Fire Emblem Awakening. This game is a masterpiece. Everybody should play this game. Meatball in the Discord. You need to play this game. Like you've talked about before, get on it, man. This game's incredible in every single way. Masterpiece story, masterpiece combat, masterpiece graphics for that system. And yeah, love it. Fire Emblem Awakening. I've already talked about this so many times, so I will spare you all from going on a huge positive rant about how great it is. But it's awesome. Everyone should play it.
Yeah.
Do it. Play it now. Right now. Today.
Turn this podcast off. Go play it now.
Yeah, stop listening to this and go play.
One more thing before we move on to Vita. I almost went with Animal Crossing New Leaf because that was a freaking awesome game, and playing that in like college was insane. It was so much fun. And Mario Kart 7. Shout out to Mario Kart 7.
Loved it.
Yeah. So moving on, we have the PS Vita came out in 2012. All right, Vita. Hodge, what do you got for PS Vita?
The Vita, even though I had one, or I have one, I should say, it's actually sitting right here. Even though I have one, I didn't play it too much. The thing I played most on it was the God of War collections before 2018 came out, but that's not what I think of. Honestly, even though I've never played this game, this is the game I think of more than anything when someone says PS Vita is Persona 4 Golden. I know that was like the only place where you could play this game forever, so it's just like when they announced they were shutting down remember when they announced they were shutting down the storefront, everyone got all pissed about it. I went in and I bought a bunch of games, and one of them is Persona 4 Golden, even though I've never played it. That's still just chilling on my Vita. But yeah, so that's the one. It was always like the number one seller or the number one in the store and all that. So I was just like, that's always been the game I think of when I think of the Vita, even though I haven't played it. I do one day want to get to these series. It's just so daunting knowing how freaking long they are that I really don't want to put the time in.
It's not that long. It doesn't feel long. It doesn't feel long.
That's what she said.
To you, Hodge is going to be like,
Nah,
Once a game hits 50, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this to be over. But but yeah, that's the game I think of with the Vita's Persona 4 Golden.
Great pick.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. All right, so Persona 4 Golden, to save you from the comments, the base Persona 4 was released on PS2, so people could play it here.
Oh, okay.
Save you from people going, oh, well, actually, Persona 4 was available on PS2. It's like, shut up. No one played it on PS2. Shut up.
Shut up.
For me, Persona 4 really did come to top of the mind, but I went with a little game called Velocity 2X. This was a game that was essentially, I mean, it was on PS3 and PS4 as well, but you honestly, it was designed for the Vita. Like you had to use like the touchpad, the touch screen, like the backpad and the touchpad. They made the game so much easier. It was just like a run and gun slash space shooter where there was like so many different objectives and like you had to beat the level in a certain amount of time and you're trying to like 3-star, like I feel it was like 3-star each level. Like you'd have like beat the level, that's like 1 star, beat it within a certain amount of time, it's another star, and then get all the collectibles at the 3rd star. And the levels were really bite-sized. It was a lot of fun. It had a really cool story too. Like you get an interstitial between each level, like just like community, like talking with people. I really liked it. It was a sequel to Velocity, which I didn't know that. I played 2X first, then I went back and played Velocity. But the 2X was awesome, and it's funny because the developer said the only reason why they could make a 2X is because of the Vita, because Velocity 1 sold so well on Vita that they were allowed to make a 2X, and that 2X sold so well, but then by the time they were ready to make a third game, they Sony didn't let them make games on Vita anymore. So they're like, we're not making a game then because it's not going to sell.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super fun. I really liked Velocity 2X. I highly suggest anyone go out and play it. You can still buy it on the store. It's a blast.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about that one. I hadn't even heard of it. Had to look it up.
Yeah.
It's a blast. It's a blast.
Nice. All right. So my pick is very obvious. Again, the same as Hodge. Persona 4 Golden. This is my favorite Persona of all the ones that I've played. It is the best Persona. It is the one that I recommend Hodge play. And yeah, it's incredible. Just absolutely great. The characters, the setting, the small town vibes, the murder mystery. It's just amazing. I love everything about it. The music too. Oh my God. The music is so good.
Yeah, I should play it on Vita just because I have it, but at the same time, I'm like, do I just want to wait for this remake one to come out? Like, I don't know what to do, so I don't know. Granted, it's not high up on the backlog.
Far away,
so.
I think. Yeah,
it's not very high up on my backlog list. So who knows?
I played it on. I played it on Xbox Series.
It was on Game Pass for a while. I know.
I thought the graphics were fine. It was good. It was charming.
Yeah, it's not a game that's like graphically like, oh, you need to play it.
No, yeah, it's definitely not the graphics that would stop me from playing it. It's really just like, do I want like a definitive edition and a remake, or do I want to play just kind of? Well, I know even though Golden is technically like the director's cut of the OG kind of thing, because isn't that what they do with the Persona games? They come out with like a new version of each one, and
I wouldn't be surprised if the remake somehow isn't the definitive edition.
Oh God, no! They're gonna re-release it again,
just like they did with 3. 3 didn't include the DLC, so
that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they released the DLC later.
That's Atlas for you.
Yeah, they love to milk.
Oh,
cows,
and wallets.
All right. So next up, we move to 2012. We got the Wii U, everyone's favorite console, the Nintendo Wii U. And Hodge, you're up for the Wii U, buddy.
This is another one where I did not own this console, nor I think I played it once or twice in my entire life. So the one I think of, it's the same with the OG DS, where I just think of, I always saw this cover at the store, and that's New Super Mario Brothers U. That's just always the one I always think of, because I always remember seeing New Super Mario Brothers, and I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what's new? But I never played it. But yeah, that's just kind of what I think of when I think of this console. So it's not an exciting pick, but that's really the only thing I can think of when I think of this console.
As those who know, who listen to our DLC with me and James, this is the best New Super Mario Bros. Game. It is freaking amazing. One of the best 2D Mario games of all time, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, it is freaking awesome, and it's on Switch now. So I mean, you can play it.
Yeah,
on
they have
Switch.
Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
Yeah, it comes with new Super Luigi U, which is also really fun.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a great game. I got this. I had the Wii U at launch, as many people know. I was in line at the GameStop. My dad was in Dunkin' Donuts. The line was longer there. That was great. I got New Super Mario Bros. U and Zombie U at launch. I love Zombie U. Zombie U was great. Freaking awesome game. Um, Scary. That's a nice spoopy game
Spoop.
for you, Hodge.
Been
You
spooping.
can play Zombie U during
There you go.
October.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a great game, but I went with something a little different, and that is Super Mario 3D World, because I think this is actually better than New Super Mario Bros. U. I think this is one of the greatest Mario games of all time. This game is unbelievable how they took that little thing they introduced in Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS and just made it better. Giant 3D sandbox levels where you can kind of just go wherever you want, but at the same time, it's like it takes the 2D aspect of trying to get to the flagpole, and there's collectibles in each level, and there's an incentive to beat the game with like getting everything, because then you unlock these insane levels at the end, plus beating the game with every single character on the top of the flagpole. That's how you 100% it. They gave you these stamps, which were kind of like achievements in the game. I fell in love with this game, and it came out my senior year of high school, and I remember that winter break, my sister was home from college, because she was a senior when I was a senior. She was a senior in college when I was a senior in high school, and we 100%ed it on her like winter break. And then when I got to college, we 100%ed it again, me and my roommate. And it is very difficult to do this multiplayer, folks, because multiplayer in Mario can be very chaotic. But it was an absolute blast. The diversity, like the level themes are so different. It reminds me a lot of Mario 64 with how diverse each level is, because like they're not confined to like a theme. Like we're not in like the desert world where every level has to be themed like a desert. You can go from a desert world to all of a sudden like a desert level to all of a sudden you're on like a snowy peak, because it's like essentially you're running into these like giant dioramas. It was super cool. Also, this introduced Captain Toad, so shout out to Captain Toad. If you're gonna play it, obviously play it on Switch, because that's like the definitive way to play it. Quality of life improvements. But yeah, Super Mario 3D World, probably the best Wii U game. I'd probably say amazing game.
I just remember it was like the cat ones where they're all dressed as cats.
Yeah, the cats came out. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I always thought it was a little weird. I'm like, why are they doing this? But it grew on me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my pick was also Super Mario 3D World, Sean. And I didn't really play this game, though. But I didn't play a lot of Wii U in general. I had a Wii U, as I've said before, but barely played it at all. I got it and then regretted my decision. And I only really dabbled in like Black Ops 2, a bit of new Super Mario Brothers. I played a little bit of that. But this game, it's one of the highest rated game. It's 3D. I do prefer 3D Mario over 2D, from my experiences with Mario.
This is like the perfect combination of 3D and 2D Mario. It's awesome.
Yeah. And it looks cool. So that's what I went with. Maybe one day I'll play it.
I'll play it with you if we play it on Switch.
Oh, okay.
I'm always down to replay this game. I replayed it in April, and it was awesome.
Wasn't the Switch, didn't that come with like that Bowser thing?
Yeah, Bowser's Fury, which is freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like an open world Mario game where everyone wants the next 3D Mario to be.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. So moving on. Here we go, boys. We're in the big boy section now. Maybe now I would consider anything post 2000 probably be the big boy section. We're gonna go with the PS4 in 2013. Oh boy. Here we go. And Hodge, we're gonna start with you.
Yeah, this one was very tough to think of, because the PS4 is one of the greatest generations ever. Like, this console is insane with how many good games came out on it. But the game I had to go with, just because I still remember watching the greatest E3 conference of all time, and that is Sony's 2016 conference, where no idea who he was at the time, but we see a little boy playing with some little toys outside. He walks in the cabin, and you hear a voice, and out from the shadows walks Kratos. And I was just like, what? I was I was freaking out. I still remember watching this conference at my parents' house at the time, just freaking out over this. And yeah, so God of War 2018 is just the game I think of when it comes to PS4 because I was blown away by this game. Like from the reveal, I was so hyped up until its release, and then I played it, and it's one of the best games ever made. Even though I rate the OG just because I love the OG, it's just means so much to me. But this game, if I had to really say this is the best God of War game, I could easily replace this on my top 10 with the other God of War. It's just that old one, like I said, it means so much to me. It was such a nostalgic game. I love it. But this is my favorite God of War game, probably in terms of like actual quality of storytelling and gameplay and stuff. And so, yeah, God of War 2018 is by far my favorite. And we got to kill a little time till Sean gets back. So what do you think of this game, Midnight?
God of War 2018 was a good game. I did beat it. I'm not nearly as high on this game as everybody else, though, because there were a couple elements that I didn't like about the game. Like, first of all, the menu system and like the whole forced RPG stuff was horrible.
Yeah.
I also felt like the game ran a little bit too long for me. Like, I was kind of wanting it to end.
That's actually how I felt
it
about.
Just kept going.
That's how I felt about Ragnarok. I thought that one was a little too long.
That's why I didn't play Ragnarok, because I heard it was even longer and had even more puzzles, and I was like, great.
It's better.
Yeah, I want to play Ragnarok one of these days, though.
The gameplay of Ragnarok is better, but I don't like playing as Atreus.
I love playing as Atreus. I think he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I think this is a great pick though. God of War. This is my first God of War game I ever played. I was like blown away by it. Like I could not believe how good it was. A great pick, Hodge. Like Hodge, PS4 was really difficult for me. Like there were so many good games, but the game that I think of when I think of PS4 is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll never forget I just wrote Final 7. Final Fantasy VII Remake. This game, when I first saw it, I couldn't believe they were actually doing it. They were actually doing it. And then it came out. It actually came out in a reasonable amount of time. And I was just completely blown away. This came out in April 2020, like right when everything, like a month after everything shut down, and you're trapped in your house. I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? And I get this Final Fantasy game, and I freaking beat it in like 3 days. So then I'm like, oh, well, what am I gonna do now? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll replay it, and I'll replay it again. But yeah, I like adored this game. I replayed it probably 3 times in a span of like probably like 4 weeks because I just loved it so much. We all know Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. I freaking love Cloud. The amount of extra stuff they added just to add more in-depthness, that's not even a word, but I'm going to say it, to the characters. They really expanded them out, giving lines to Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge, who only have like combined 2 lines in the original game, which is hilarious. It made you really care about them. The subtle changes they make that have like long-lasting impacts, and I just was blown away. I cannot believe they actually did it, and I freaking love this game. The combat is amazing. Story is incredible, and we all loved Rebirth, and now I cannot wait for part 3. So I am so blown away. I love this game so much. Rebirth freaking rules, and that year was insane. For 2020 was an insane year for games.
Yeah, well,
insane year in general, but insane year for games.
Yeah, 2020. That was Death Stranding. This
no, Death Stranding was 2018.
Ghost of Tsushima. What?
Death Stranding was 2019.
Was it 2019? I thought it was 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, I played it in 2020. That's right. I played it in 2020.
But this was like Final Fantasy VII. This was The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Animal Crossing, and Doom coming out the same day. It was incredible.
Yeah. No, this was definitely on there for me. Like, there's so many, I mean, we'll say more after Midnight goes, but yeah, this was impossible to choose the PS4 one. It's such a good console, but Midnight, what was yours?
Yeah, so PS4, one of the best systems of all time. Super iconic, so many great games, awesome system, great controller, just all around awesome. Maybe my second or third favorite of all time console-wise. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. This one here, I just had to go with one of my personal favorites, of course, and that's Ghost of Tsushima. I love Ghost of Tsushima. I've talked about it ad nauseum. It's so great. It's beautiful. The best combat, the best story, the best graphics. Beautiful colors, the wind guiding you, great characters. Dude, Ghost of Tsushima is incredible. Shout out Sucker Punch. I cannot wait for Ghost of Yote coming soon. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, your guys' picks were also really good.
Ghost of
God of War
Tsushima
was good,
is
and I love Final Fantasy VII Remake too. Very good game.
Yeah.
Ghost of
PS4 is
Tsushima
such a good
is
console.
what?
Such a good
Oh yeah,
console.
the Ghost of Tsushima. It's the best Assassin's Creed game ever made. But
It's not, but it is great. It's better
oh,
than Shadows.
it's better than
It's
every
better than any
Assassin's Creed
Assassin's
game.
Creed game.
Nah. 2 and
Uh,
Odyssey, baby. Love them.
yeah,
but
I could have shouted out like Horizon Zero Dawn was freaking amazing. Like I freaking love that game. Uncharted 4,
yep.
incredible. Last of Us 2, incredible. All the Trails games basically incredible.
I'm just
Um,
kidding.
what the hell?
Ni no Kuni
I was
2.
thinking, even though I've never played it, a iconic game I think of when I think of PS4 is Bloodborne.
Yep,
That's obviously
Bloodborne's freaking amazing. Dark
huge.
Souls 3.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, there's no end
Too
to
many
the
to
list
name.
of even though I know
Amazing console.
I've talked about it. Obviously, it's not a universal opinion, but I love Order 1886. I think of that game all the time when I think of PS4. I adore that game, even though it's not great, but I love it. But yeah, the PS4, it's one of the greatest consoles ever made for sure. With its incredible system.
For sure.
Heck yeah. All right, so moving on to the Nintendo Switch, not the Switch 2, folks, but the Nintendo Switch.
No, you missed one.
Are you not skipping you're skipping a
Oh,
console?
my bad. I'm skipping one. Oh, I meant the
Wow.
Xbox One.
Wow.
My
So
bad.
forgettable.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
It was vastly inferior to the PS4, but anyway.
so let's go with the Xbox One. So, Hodge, we're gonna start with you.
Yeah, so as people know, I am actually a defender of the Xbox One. Obviously, I'm not going to defend all the stupid mistakes Microsoft made during this generation, but I really loved this console. I remember I saved up. I was in college at the time. I was a senior in college. And so I was a broke college kid, had no money, but I got a part-time job. Just, I had to make money while I was in college. I was working at Domino's delivering pizzas, and I would save all the money I would make just like paycheck that goes towards shit that matters. But all of my tips I just saved in an envelope in my room and to save up for the Xbox One. So I bought this game. I got pre-ordered this console, got it day one. Was obsessed with it. Granted, this is not the game I'm thinking of that I'm going to go with, but Call of Duty Ghost was the first game I bought on it because that was a launch game, and it was not a good Call of Duty game at all. But there's a lot of games I love on this console, but the one I have to go with is probably the one I played the most on this console, and that is Titanfall. I loved this game. Titanfall 2 is also incredible, but the first one, I was blown away with how fun this game was. And then finding out later that the people who made it were Respawn, who made Call of Duty 4, which is my favorite Call of Duty game. Just knowing that they were formed from that team, I was like, well, that explains why this game is so incredible, because they just make great shooters. And obviously Respawn hasn't missed with any of their games so far. So Titanfall. I love this game. I actually really love this console despite its many flaws. But yeah, so that's what I'm going with this.
Nice. I know people freaking love that game, and I love Titanfall 2 as well.
Yeah.
For me, I'm also going with a shooter here, and I'm kind of cheating. I'm doing Halo: The Master Chief Collection. This is like the first of all, I cannot believe that they even did this. It's kind of insane to think. But it has all those Halo games in it. That's how I played all the campaign games with Claire. Unbelievable set of games. Super fun. Hodge, were you like day one on the Master Chief Collection? Were you like, I need this?
Oh yeah, I remember when it was announced at E3. I was floored that they were coming out with it. I'm like, are you kidding me? All of the Halo games in one collection? That's amazing. And then sadly it came out and it was completely busted for a while. But oh man, I was so excited for this. I mean, I still hop in and play it here and there because I love Halo. So I still hop in and play. I want to replay through the series at some point. It's been a while, so I want to replay them all. But yeah, no, the Master Chief Collection is an amazing choice.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable that he did that. But yeah, Halo the Master Chief Collection. All right, Midnight, you're up.
I'm up. Okay. So I also, like Hodge, went with Titanfall. This was an exclusive for the Xbox One. It was the most hyped exclusive, pretty much. And it was a great game. Really good shooter. Very tight controls, the wall running, calling in the Titans and then getting in there and then like stomping on people and blowing them up was amazing. A lot of fun. Very good game. Titanfall 2 is better, I believe, but I barely played it. I don't know if I played it at all. I'm not sure why.
The
But
campaign
so I went
is
with
really
Titanfall
good.
1. Yeah. In 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was one complaint people had about the first one because there wasn't really a campaign. So.
Yeah, there was not.
But yeah, Titanfall was awesome. So that's what I went with.
Yeah, before we move on, I gotta shout out a couple others that I was thinking of. I almost went with Sunset Overdrive. Quantum Break was another one I loved from that genre, that thing. But actually, the one I almost went with, was almost going to go pessimistic, but I decided to go optimistic with Titanfall because I love it. But I almost went with Halo 5 because it almost it was the game that almost killed the franchise on the console that almost killed the brand. So that's kind of what defines Xbox at this point, was the worst Halo on the worst Xbox console. So I almost went with that as like a pessimistic look at it, but I decided to go with Titanfall because I love that game and I actually liked that console. So
yeah, I wish they'd make a new Titanfall.
Oh yeah, even though I love Apex, but it's way too sweaty now. I tried playing it again recently and I was like, nope, I'm getting destroyed. So
yeah, and I don't want a battle royale. I want like a traditional
that
shooter.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're moving on now to the Nintendo Switch. And Hodge, you're up.
Yeah, the Switch. Yeah, so obviously this has so many great games on it. The Switch is such a great console. It's really what, after the Wii U, everyone's kind of concerned of what's Nintendo going to do next, because that was not a great console. And I remember during the reveal of this console, I thought it looked cool, but at the same time, like I've said this, I was making fun of the fact that it's like, oh, fucking Jenny sees her friends having a roof party. Let's go over there. And she brings her Switch, like, hey, everyone, let's play this game on these little tiny controllers on this little screen.
Let's play 1-2 Switch.
Yeah. And just thinking like, oh man, that's really what they're going to follow up with. All right, well, okay. But then obviously the console came out, was amazing, and I had the FOMO where I had to buy. I was watching restocks because it was sold out for so long that I finally got one, and sadly I had to get the gray one because the red and blue one was never coming back in stock, and I think the gray one is just kind of ugly compared to it. But I got it for this game, and that is Breath of the Wild. I loved this game. I could not believe how much I enjoyed this game, because when it was announced, I was like, the art style looks kind of weird. It's that cell shaded, which is kind of why I didn't like Wind Waker, because I didn't like that art style, even though I will go back to play Wind Waker at some point. But I was just like, man, I just don't like the look of it. But then seeing all the reviews and all the people talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, I have to play this game. So I bought it just so I could play this game, and I was obsessed. I put, I don't know, probably 80 hours or something into this game, and yeah, I loved it. So yeah, that's what I think of when I think of the Switch, is Breath of the Wild.
Nice. Yeah, I had the red and blue one. I love that. I had Breath of the Wild as well. I put like 250 hours into it, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. But it's neither here nor there. But good pick overall. I think a lot of people would probably pick that. For me, the game that I think of when I think of the Nintendo Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That is the game I think of. This was also a launch year game for the Switch. I could not believe how good this game was. I was not the biggest fan of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, so I was a little hesitant for this game. But then it made me appreciate Xenoblade Chronicles 1 a lot more when I went back to it when it was released on Switch. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the best game in the franchise. The combat is so in-depth. It is the most in-depth combat in the series. The characters are super compelling. The world is huge and expansive. The story is freaking insane. 10 chapters of just, each chapter is just like, it makes you want to keep going. Like, you want to know what's going to happen. I love Rex, the main character. I love Pyra and Mithra. And shout out to Nia. Nia is like one of the best characters in the game, and her arc is absolutely crazy. But yeah, if you have not played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and you own a Switch and you like JRPGs, you'll love this game. The combat is a little tricky to get at first, but once you nail it, it's just so satisfying nailing all those combos down. It's almost like playing an MMO combat wise, but it's like a console MMO. It's so much fun though, and that's coming from someone who didn't think they'd like the combat style, but it's a blast. I really like it. I almost went with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but I had to go with 2. And plus the DLC is insane.
Okay. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So for mine, I also went with Zelda Breath of the Wild. Of course, now this was a Wii U game too, but it's iconic on the Switch. I mean, that's the one where, everybody knows it. And it was probably the best game, maybe, on the Switch. Certainly up there. Now, I haven't played it yet. I did purchase it. It's back there in my room, actually. Ready for the Switch 2. I got the enhanced edition, so I am going to play this at some point on the Switch 2. But yeah, everybody loves Breath of the Wild. It looks awesome. It scored amazingly. And yeah, I am looking forward to getting to it at some point.
Everyone asterisk.
Everyone but Sean, apparently. Sean's like, this is okay. But I put 250 hours in it, though.
Well, I can't remember, Sean. Are you in the camp of it's a good game but not a good Zelda game? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what I'm in. I'm in that camp. It's a good game, not a good Zelda game. It's my camp.
Gotcha.
I'll go back to it. Put another 200 hours in.
It's a lot of hours, man.
Yeah, it is. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. Next up, we have the PlayStation 5 in 2020, the year of COVID.
Yeah, sucked.
You're up.
Yeah, so this console is horrible. Nothing's on it. No, I'm kidding. This was a tough one because I was trying to think, like, do I want to go with one of the, amazing games I've played, or do I want to, but I got to go with the game I've played the most on it. It's because obviously it's the one I fire up my PS5 the most for, and that's Helldivers 2. I just love this game. It brings me back to the days of like finding a squad of friends, like, hey, what are you up to tonight? Let's hop on and do a couple runs or something. And so we play Helldivers 2 still to this day. It came out, was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, February
last year.
2024.
Last year. Yeah. And so we still are constantly playing it. Obviously, it's coming to Xbox here at the end of the month, so we'll get more people in to play it as well. But yeah, I just love this game. There's so many. I can go over when you guys say yours, but yeah, this is just the one that has kind of defined PS5 for me because it's what I've put my most time into, and I adore this game. So yeah, I got to go with Helldivers 2.
I think a lot of people would probably pick something similar to that. Interesting. I never played it, but all the more power. I remember being in New York for that LSM show and everyone talking about it because it was like right after that. Everyone's like, "Oh, Helldivers! I can't wait to go back to play Helldivers." Yeah,
so good.
Sean, you played? I'm like, nah, I have not. Sorry.
Nah,
playing something else though, and that game was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my game. I think this game is a freaking masterpiece game. I mean, we've talked about it so much. We just spoiled a cast on it. It was our game of the. All of us chose it for game of the year last year.
We did.
It was an outstanding game. I mean, I already spoke volumes of Remake. If you like Remake, it's basically everything that Remake did, I think, a little bit better. I cannot wait for part 3. I cannot wait. But yeah, I almost went with Forbidden West because I really like Horizon Forbidden West as well. And I think that is one of the graphically best looking games on here, which is funny because it came out in 2022. So like over 3 years ago, which is wild to think about. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is just an amazing game. I mean, if you want to know our deep thoughts, go listen to our spoiler cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, this game, absolutely incredible. I was thinking of this one as well, but like I said, Helldivers is just kind of what I put my most time in. But I remember this game, it came out right when I'd quit a job and I hadn't found a new job yet, so I was just unemployed, and I beat this game, I think, in either a week or two. I can't remember, but I put 75 hours into it, and over the course of like a week or two.
I remember
and,
that. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
and
that.
I was absolutely obsessed with this game, and for good reason. It's an amazing game. It was definitely deserving of Game of the Year last year, and yeah, I love it.
It sure was, and that's why it's also my pick, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. One of the best games of this generation by far. Absolutely incredible. Peak in every way, except for some of the side content was very fillerish, like in the open world and stuff. But it's just an awesome game. The combat, the characters, the graphics, it's incredible. It's peak. Shout out once again to Aerith, who's best girl, and shout out once again to Yuffie, who's my favorite character overall. So
Like how you
I just
you said character. I like that.
yeah, she's my favorite character. She's awesome. I'm a big Yuffie fan. We all know that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is fucking awesome. If for some reason anybody out there hasn't played it yet, go play Remake and Rebirth because they're both tremendous games. No doubt.
Phenomenal games. Yeah.
Phenomenal. You won't be mad that you played them.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right.
I can't wait for the next one. Can't wait.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. And finally, we have our last console because we're not doing Switch 2. Everyone's favorite, the Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm. Great console.
Yeah,
actually.
Hodge, you were up.
I'm going with definitely the thing that defines the Series X and S the most, and that is shutting down all their studios and canceling games. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm going with Halo Infinite because this game when it came out, when the multiplayer came out, everyone was hyped on it. Apparently, we've had some revisionist history where it was always terrible, which is not true. It was huge when it came out. But I actually really like this game. The multiplayer is incredible. Like I still hop in and like me and my friends will swap between Master Chief and Infinite, just going in and playing it because this game still plays incredible. It's the only problem with it, honestly, is that it loads really slow, which I don't know why. It's just a really slow loading game. But no, I mean the campaign, it was fine. It wasn't incredible. I liked the world, even though I know it's a popular complaint, but there's really no biomes. You're just on that one forest planet, basically going to very samey looking areas and stuff, which is a valid complaint. But this game, it's just a really, really good game, and it's definitely overhated. And I mean, Microsoft deserves all the criticism it gets, but this game is still great. And I think of it first when I think of my Series X is this game. I mean, the games I play most are multi-platform live service games, but as in terms of an Xbox game, this is a fantastic game, and I think it's way overhated. I'm not as high on it as like our buddy Stevie, who thinks it's like a perfect game, but it's still it does not deserve the hate it gets. It deserves maybe a little bit of hate, but definitely not nearly as much as what it was. And they fixed the battle pass systems and everything, so it's not as egregious as it used to be. So yeah, I mean, yeah, this game it's fantastic. So yeah, it's what I think of when I think of my Series X.
I think for this game, it is a great game. People kind of got bored because they ran out of content quickly. Like they kind of got sick of the same maps. If this game had somehow launched with the Forge mode, because they brought the Forge mode later, I don't know, like 4 or 6 months later. Yeah. If it had somehow launched with Forge mode, I feel like the reception and the view of this game would be completely different. Because Forge mode all of a sudden adds a million user created awesome maps, and I think people would have just been really happy and busy with that.
Yeah, and I mean, you could also tell this game was rushed in many ways because they launched the multiplayer on its own, which is fine. It's a free multiplayer mode, and then the campaign comes out later, which they had to completely start over on because obviously they were going to follow up on Halo 5, but it was unanimously hated, so they're like, well, we can't keep 5 alive, so they completely just abandoned 5's story and did something completely different, like as if 5 never happened, and it's just like... So they just had that mistake of they had to get past that, and then obviously, yeah, like it was very content shallow when it came out. Now there's too many maps. Honestly, I don't see half the maps that were at launch anymore because there's so many. But yeah, it's a great game and it's way overhated.
Really a stupid decision, I think, for them to move up the date. And like they dropped it on top of Forza Horizon 5, which didn't do that game any favors. Like, why did they do that? They should have let Forza Horizon 5 eat.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
dropped Halo a little later when it was a little bit more ready. But yeah, great game though. I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely plays really well. I'm not the biggest fan of the campaign, but it plays
Yeah.
phenomenally.
Yeah, as someone, I know
Um,
you're not, since you're not a multiplayer guy, obviously you're not going to be as high on it because the campaign was the weak part of this game. So,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. But next up for me, the game that defines the Series X for me is Redfall. And that is mainly, and that is because I'm being dead serious here, and that is because I was really excited for Redfall. I had played Deathloop earlier, and I had played Dishonored 1 and 2, and I was super hyped. And I'm like, oh, I'm actually going to play it. I'm going to play on Xbox. It takes place in Massachusetts. I was so let down by this game. And I just think that defines the Xbox Series X for me. When I think of the Series X, I'm thinking of like, this is going to sound awful, but I'm thinking of like a console that is kind of dying. The brand Xbox is dying. They're kind of transferring it to Microsoft Gaming. And Redfall is kind of like the epitome of that. It was a game that was put out and was basically shot to death by Microsoft. So yeah, I went with Redfall. It's an awful game. I played through it all. I played 12 hours of it. Some of the worst AI I've ever seen in a video game, where you're standing right in front of someone shooting them and they don't do anything, but then you're hiding behind a rock like 30 meters away, and they're like, "Oh, he's over there! He's behind the rock! Go get him!"
Yeah.
It's like, how do you know I'm there? But when I'm right in front of you, you don't know. I don't know. I had to go with Redfall. Honestly, I really couldn't go with anything else.
You're 100% right to do that, because this is a game. When it was announced, I thought like, oh, it's kind of cringy. Like the character, the OG, the first trailer, I was like, this looks kind of stupid. And I remember because they ended a show on, I'm like, really, you're ending with this? But then when the gameplay came out, like the previews, I was like, oh, that actually looks really fun. Like
Yeah.
it's like a Left 4 Dead kind of game, but it's vampires. And then yeah, it came out, and like, it's not an exaggeration to say it's one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. It was horrendous. And it really,
The AI
I
in the
mean,
game
yeah,
is so
and
bad.
it set the tone for how the rest of the Series X and S generation went, because they came out with this and it was one of the worst games ever made, and it kind of killed this. I mean, it made talking about Xbox unbearable online, because they go, what about Redfall? I'm like, I don't stop. Like, I really, when it was being poorly received, I was like, maybe it's going to be a Rise or Order 1886, where it's not as bad as people are making it seem. No, it's genuinely garbage. This game is, and yeah, and I thought the setting was so cool. You're like on the in that
Salem.
the New England area kind of thing, and
Salem, yeah, you're in Salem, the witch trials, yeah, all
yeah,
that.
and it was such a cool setting and idea, and then yeah, it was just bad. It's just, there's no nice thing to say about this other than the setting. Like, it's horrible. It was a terrible game. So yeah, I mean, it's a sad pick, but it's a good pick for defining this console. Yeah.
Yeah. Good pick. I didn't play that game because it looked awful. Everyone said it was awful. I watched Mr. Maddie's videos on it, watched him play and talk about it, but yeah, it doesn't look very good.
Well,
I don't think I'm ever going to play it.
And the thing that's worse about it is I played it when they said they fixed it. So it came out busted and I didn't play it. And then they came out with a new patch and it was like supposed to fix it. Didn't fix shit. It was still busted. It was horrible. So yeah, it was just a game that was just doomed from the beginning, and that sucks.
Yeah, they patched it a few times. I do think it actually got slightly better, but it's still a turd. You can polish it, but it's still a turd.
Yeah.
They did get it to 60 frames. They did improve the AI a bit, but it was still bad. It still wasn't good AI. It was just better than before. So yeah. But that's all from because I watched Maddie's video when he went back and revisited it after the patch and he was comparing it. So, but yeah, good pick, Sean. I went with a different pick here. Now, what I went with actually is not even, I went with a multi-platform game. So this isn't an Xbox game officially. You can play this on PlayStation. You can play this all over the place. But I played it on Xbox. It is the second highest rated game on Xbox on Metacritic of all time. And that is Elden Ring. To me, this game came out during this generation. It's a phenomenal game. It's the first time I ever really played, like really played a Souls-like game. and I beat the game and I loved it. Like, this game was awesome. The breadth, the open world, the graphics, the combat was super fun. All the little exploration, it was giving me Skyrim vibes, like the little exploration. Like, oh, there's a cave. Let me go in there and explore the cave, and then there's a boss, and I'm gonna fight the boss, and then I'm gonna get like a loot drop, and it was super cool. I really loved Elden Ring a ton. So that's the game that I think is iconic for the Xbox Series X, I guess. If you wanted to go with an exclusive, then I would say Forza Horizon 5, which is probably the best exclusive on the console. It's awesome.
It doesn't have to be an exclusive. You picked Call of Duty 4 for 360, so
Exactly. But yeah, Forza is dominating over on PlayStation now, so that's good. But yeah, Elden Ring was what I went with because it's just a phenomenal game. Played it on the Series X. It ran and looked great, and I love it. Awesome game.
Yeah. Really quickly before we wrap it up and everything, the other ones I wanted to go with was Hi-Fi Rush was awesome. That's even though that was another stupid Microsoft shutting down the studio right after putting out an amazing
That was a really
game.
stupid one.
Yeah, that was. I remember we did a whole episode after that because we were so pissed. Like, what? Like,
Yeah,
what happened?
Made no sense.
Yeah, but that's a great game. And then, oh my god, I just blanked. What was the other one I was thinking of? I don't remember. Whatever. But yeah, I love this console. But yeah, it's kind of the death of Xbox as a whole, as a brand. Like you said, they're going to like Microsoft Studios now, or Microsoft Gaming, or whatever.
Gaming, yeah.
Yeah, so it sucks because this is kind of, I mean, obviously they said they're going to put out a new console and everything. It's going to be basically a PC, I guess, kind of from what they're hinting at. But yeah, it sucks because I've always loved Xbox. But yeah, this is kind of the the death of Xbox consoles. So yeah,
they could never recover from the Xbox One with such a disastrous launch, and the PS4 being literally one of the greatest consoles generations of all time, like period. Like that, there is just like they could never recover.
Yeah, and
people weren't going to switch back.
Yeah, and it sucks because, like I said, I really liked the Xbox One. I actually liked. It was dumb. Like I said this a million times, but it was dumb. They forced you to have the Kinect. Like that was you had to have it at launch, which sucks. But I liked the Kinect. I liked walking into my house and saying Xbox on, and it turns on my Xbox, cool. The TV, the DVR. It turned on everything, and it was awesome. I loved it. It's Xbox, go to Titanfall and just swaps over. And when you walk in the room, it sees your face. It automatically signs you in. I loved it. I loved that console. But it was. I didn't like the picture-in-picture thing. That stupid panel on the
snap thing.
Yeah, that was bad. But yeah, I thought it was a cool console. But yeah, it was. It was the beginning of the end for Xbox, which sucks. But yeah, oh well.
As a legitimate console competitor, yeah.
Yeah, and of course it was weaker than the PS4, which was the vastly superior system. Which I can't.
PS4 was just way better.
Yeah, as much as I loved my Xbox One, the PS4 is 30 times better than the Xbox.
Way better,
yeah. But yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's all of them. I think that's it for this segment of the show. Here, we're about ready to wrap it up. Good stuff, though. So yeah, let's go ahead and just bring it home, guys. So that was the final console, right, Sean?
Yeah, final console.
All right. So guys, this has been episode number 40 of Games Over Plastic. We love and appreciate you guys. Let's go around like we always do. Final thoughts. Sean Mason, what is your final thoughts here, sir?
It's a great episode. I love talking games. It's a lot of great consoles we talked about here. So many good ones. If you haven't played any of these games, minus Redfall, go out and play them.
Yeah, minus that one. That's for sure.
All right, Hodge.
Yeah, I knew this one was going to be a lot tougher than the old. Well, the old one was tough because we didn't have half the consoles and didn't know anything about any of them. But this one was tough because there was such a vast library of games to choose from, and yeah, I love doing lists like this. They're a lot of fun, and yeah, this was fun. I like talking games with you boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my final thoughts are shout out to Neil Druckmann and The Last of Us Part 2. This game really surprised me. It really wowed me. I love this game. And I'm actually genuinely excited. Surprisingly, I'm probably in a minority here, but I'm genuinely excited for season 3 of the TV show now because I'm going to get to see Abby's part, which I liked. And it's played by the very talented and beautiful Caitlin Devers. So that'll be fun on TV. I'm looking forward to that. Shout out to Bucky's. And yeah, that's it. But yeah, this has been episode number 40 of Games Over Plastic. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
We are here.